So here we go again. Got another situation. So I'm gonna do what I do and provide the nuance within the situation to see if it's justified or not. We're gonna look at the nuance. Now, I won't be able to play the video because it's a graphic video. You don't want to show on the, I can't put that on YouTube, but it's out there. It's out there. So let's get into it. Before we do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Please hit that like button, and please hit the subscribe button. But let's get into it. So we got young Micaiah Bryant out of Columbus, Ohio. Sitting there last night, man. Well, not last night, yesterday during the whole conclusion of the George Floyd trial, and not too long after the verdict, I'm seeing different posts on social media about while they were before they could even go, while this was going on, while the verdict was happening, another black a young black girl was gunned down at the hands of police. And the frame that it was being contextualized in was she called the police. She had had the issue, was being jumped by some girls, called the police, and they pulled up, and without even assessing the situation, they just pulled up and shot her. Now, I can't remember if I saw the post if it explained her having a knife or anything like that, but it said, yeah, the police just pulled up and just shot her, just shot and killed her with no real warning. So, my first question was, well, people are saying this, but is there anybody that can confirm this with actual evidence that this is true? How long is it going to take for y'all to realize that the media is not your friend? The media is not objective. They're, 9 times out of 10, they're spinning the story. And so I questioned that. I put that question out there. Then about probably 1 o'clock this morning, I finally saw the video. I just took a search to see, well, have they posted anything so I could have, some evidence or something, to look at as a reference, to, be able to make an informed judgment for myself. And I look at the video, and so the first thing you see is, the body cam footage, and shout out to Columbus Police for putting that out, quickly. That's how it needs to happen. I know a lot of people are tired of seeing, killings happen and, traumatic, but it's the only way to have a level of transparency. So I think it's, as uncomfortable as it is, it's needed. You got to have that level of transparency so the public can know how to move forward. But nonetheless, so the cop pulls up, sees a fight is going on, right? So a whole lot of commotion, pulls up telling everybody to calm down and everything. I forget exactly what point he drew his gun, but it wasn't immediately. He's trying to get everybody to stop. Girls are out there, they're fighting. Now, if you notice to the left on the video, now you won't see it on here, but when you view the video, you'll see take note of that girl in the pink, right? So you'll see a lot going on, and you see a girl, I don't know if she's light skinned or white. She gets thrown to the ground. And then you have this man, and I don't know if this is a younger girl or anything, in context of, police talking about, people talking about they shot, police killed a girl, younger girl, she's only a child. Well, how old was the girl that fell to the ground that she was fighting with and that dude kicked in the head, right? How old was she? But anyway, we see the light-skinned or white girl, whatever she was, she gets kicked in the head on the ground, and then all of a sudden from basically behind the police, this girl comes running. This girl comes running toward the girl the girl who I mentioned before in the pink, standing by the car. Now that girl, she was allegedly involved in everything, but you could tell on the video when the police arrived, she had basically conceded. She had basically, stopped fighting, and, she was letting the police handle everything. And this girl comes from out of nowhere with a knife in her hand. And I've taken a look at it, and I've also seen it in slow motion. It's a clear knife. And lunges toward the girl in the pink. Lunges toward her with the knife. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think she got too close. I think the cop allowed her to get way too close. That was a close call. That was like on some movie shit. Especially when you take a look at it in slow motion. She was literally in the motion of putting that knife in the girl in the girl in the pink. And the cop pumps 4 shots into her, killing her, killing 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant. Now there's still outrage, and you still, even with people seeing the video, people are saying it wasn't justified. You know, tasers, rubber bullets, stuff like that. What are you talking about? You have to be realistic, be logical. You're talking about a person with a deadly weapon, and you're talking about this black girl, but what about the other black girl's life? What about the other young black girl's life? Yeah, we don't know how it started. We can make all type of assumptions. You know, one called the police. That doesn't simply make her we don't know how it started. Yes, it looks to be allegedly they were at her house and on her property. That's all bad, right? But at the same time, she don't deserve to be, once she stops being aggressive and the situation is neutralized, she doesn't deserve to be stabbed. Now, if they're coming on her property and it's in the exact act of, everything that's going on and she's being jumped, then we understand that. But the situation, the resolution that already arrived to be neutralized, and now you have the girl who's calling the police now attacking, not retreating or not remaining where she's at. She actively goes toward a person who has actively stopped fighting. So now the person who people are wanting to be the victim is the aggressor. I mean, it's common sense. And so you're not going to use a taser, because a taser's not guaranteed to stop her. A rubber bullet's not guaranteed to stop her. I mean, just think about that, and think about what you would want if that was your daughter who was about to be on the receiving end of a knife. I'm talking about a deadly weapon that could take her life. So you or the other person. The cop's not even obligated to do that. He went above and beyond saving that girl's life. Not even obligated to do that. And like I said, it's a nutty situation to begin with. Girls probably shouldn't have been there in the first place, but still, we don't know how it started. We don't know if the girl who called the police could have started the fight or the girls that jumped her. We don't know. All type of stuff happens. I mean, we don't know. But we're talking about the shooting that took place and the shooting itself, and was it justified? It's completely justified. Especially when you take a look at the law in that city. It's justified. Now, if you don't want it to be like that, like I always say, fight to get the law changed. But is that really a law that you want changed? Do you want to handicap your police officers? What you want to do is put power into the citizens' hands, right? But do you want to handicap the police officers? It's like I said on the last video. You talk about all this, you want to get rid of, like Rashida Tlaib talking about wanting to get rid of the police, but what's the alternative? If you have your own privatized police force full of black people, I mean, how are they you're gonna do the same thing to them? A person would be dumb to join something like that. I'm not gonna put myself, in a position where I'm can't do nothing and gonna be criticized if I even sneeze wrong. No, they should get criticism, but it should be looked at the right way. And you're dealing with illogical people. I don't see why anybody would want to be a part of that. I don't see why any good cops would join the force today. I don't see why you would have good cops, people with, logical minds and good hearts, because they'd have to deal with shit like this. They'd have to deal with shit like this, talking about, take their guns and they shouldn't need guns for everything. They always need a gun because you never know what you're dealing with. Just like you always need a gun. Everybody always needs a gun. The goal is to empower the people. We ain't got to strip nothing from outside of qualified immunity. We ain't really got to strip nothing from the police. Qualified immunity and strip their funds, their personal funds, when they mess up. That's it. But empower the people. Give the people some power. The power to defend themselves. But this situation right here is just shining the light on the irrational behavior, the irrational logic that we just have going on here in America. Completely irrational logic, man. And it looks terrible. It looks terrible, man. Can't win for losing. Like I said, like that guy kicking that girl in the head, and then all of a sudden when Makai is shot down, she's a little girl. Like I said, I don't know what the age is of the girl that he kicked, but let me find out. It's a grown woman. Aren't we supposed to be protecting women anyway? So why would he just be, I understand trying to defend, but man, kicking her in the head, she could have died from that. I don't know, man. It's all nutty shit, man. Like I said, nobody's using their brain. Just a bunch of emotional responses. A bunch of emotional ass responses. Y'all have no solutions. Y'all have no logic, no real logic to anything you're talking about. It's nutty, man. We got to do better. Rest in peace to young Micaiah. It's sad it's got to be like it had that happen like that, but it's it's harsh reality. You can't go stabbing. You cannot attack a person with a deadly weapon and expect to live. You could live, but you can't expect it. Not at all. This is a failure on the, not saying this could be a failure on the parents' part. Usually that's what it is. No self-control. We teaching our kids to be confrontational, especially, saying in the community, man. The quote unquote community. Teaching our kids to be confrontational and how, not to cool down. So it leads to crap like this, all these fights and stuff. Like I said, we don't know how it started, but we do know stories, our own personal stories, and we know how a lot of this dumb shit starts. This could have very easily been avoided. So it's amazing that cop didn't accidentally shoot the girl in the pink, man. He had Max Payne aim, man. And do that, man, at that exact moment where she's lunging, man, that was some movie shit right there, man. Some movie shit. So it's an unfortunate situation, but the way that everybody's going about it is completely irrational, man. It doesn't make any sense, man. And it gets to a point, you can have a conversation with people, but you got to stop entertaining it once a person won't introduce any logic and they living in these fairy tale lands. Dangerous situation. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace.